Good morning, students. The next topic in our theory syllabus is factor-product relationship. Very important topic for your exam point of view. And this topic is related with the production economics. And in this topic, we also cover your uh, exercise also, exercise number 3, determination of optimum input and optimum output. Also, I explain this exercise in detail in my further lecture, but you have to concentrate on understanding the basic concept of factor product relationship. So what is the meaning of factor? Factor means simply this is the different types of inputs which we used in production process. And by using these inputs, we get final product. Okay, that product is also known as output. So this relationship is also known as input output relationship. So what is the another name for factor product relationship? Input output relationship. Now we see in detail the different points included in this relationship. For knowing this relationship starts with the laws of returns. Already this is your exercise number first. That also we covered in next lecture. But in that, very important law related with the production process is the law of diminishing returns. In this, we describe the relationship between output and the variable input when other inputs are held constant. So what is the definition of law of diminishing returns? If increasing amount of one input are added to production process where all other inputs are held constant, the amount of output added per unit of variable input will eventually decreases. So this is very important point we see in this particular relationship. As we go on increasing the amount of inputs, your output increased, but the rate of increasing that output goes on decreasing. So that also we easily understood with the help of examples given in exercise number first. Now you focused on the explanation given for this particular relationship. It is also known as law of diminishing productivity or the law of variable proportion. So this relationship, in this relationship, factor product relationship, we observed which law? Law of variable proportion. Variable proportion means your proportion may increase, may decrease, or may remain constant. So that relationship between input and output we see in this particular law. Application of law of diminishing returns to the production concept can result in a production function of classical type. So this is a production function of classical type. It displays increasing marginal returns first, and then your returns goes on decreasing. So this is very important point we see in this particular relationship. Now this is very important diagram, and you have to know this diagram for objective questions. Very important. Three stages of production function, or 3 stages of production. Okay, so what is 3 stages here? Very important. We have to know what is first stage, we have to know what is second stage, and we have to also know what is the third stage. Okay, and in this third stage, we have to describe the relationship between input and output. For knowing this relationship, we have to know very important point, that is average product, total product, and marginal product. This product relationship we have to observe in this particular relationship. Now see, total product curve. This is the total product curve. Okay, and this is the OX axis, this is Y axis. If input quantity you can take on OX axis and output quantity you can take on which axis? Y axis. Okay, and what you observed by getting this particular point, if you draw these 2 points, input and output, in graphical way, okay, so what you observe there, as total product increases, goes to its maximum, and after that it decreases, okay. Then next is average product. So see the curve of average product. First of all, it increases, okay, reaches to its maximum level, and after that it decreases, but remains positive. And what about this marginal product curve? This also, first of all, it increases, reaches to maximum level. After that, it also reaches to zero level, and after that it becomes negative. So this is the relationship between what we can say, uh, marginal product. MPP means marginal physical product, APP means average physical product, and what we say, TPP, total physical product. Okay, so more explanation about these 3 stages also see in detail in my next slide. Now, in your exam, the question is asked, explain 3 stages of production. Okay, so you have to explain stage first, what happened in stage first, what happened in stage second, and what happened in stage third. Now, what you have to write in stage first? It occurs when marginal physical product is greater than average physical product. So see here, marginal physical product, okay, is less than average physical product here. This average physical product is more than marginal physical product. Then APP is increasing throughout this stage, indicating that average rate at which X is transformed into Y increases till your AP reaches to its maximum at the end of this stage. Okay, so see here, what is the end point of this stage where your APP increases? Okay, but at this level, up to at this level, your MPP increases and it goes on decreasing. Okay, and what is the indication of this end point of this stage where AP, average product and marginal product intersect to each other? So this is the ending line of stage first. Okay, and this is also the starting phase of stage second. Okay, so it occurs when marginal product is decreasing and is less than average product but greater than zero. So this is the indication of second stage. But about your total product, you have to also write regarding total product. In stage first, total product also increases, but the rate is also increasing. In stage second, what about total product? Total product increases, but at diminishing rate. Okay, so this is very important observation in stage second. The physical efficiency of variable input reaches to peak at the beginning of this stage second. Okay, so this is very important point you have to note. Efficiency is reaching to its peak level, okay, at the end of this stage. Or on the other hand, physical efficiency of fixed input is greatest at the end of this stage. Okay, so beginning stage, variable efficiency of variable input is more, and at the end of this stage, the physical efficiency of fixed input is more. This is because the number of fixed input is constant. Okay, you know, example of fixed inputs, land, capital, these are the examples of fixed input. And therefore, the output per unit of fixed input must be the largest when the total output from the production process is maximum. And hence, here you can observe the total product, total output is maximum at the end of this stage. And what is the indication of ending stage of stage second? Here MP is 0 and TP is maximum. Okay, and AP is decreasing but remains positive. So this is the end position of stage second. Is it right? And so you have to note this particular point. for your exam point of view or objective point of view. Now stage third, it is very important point. Stage third is called as irrational stage. So you also note that stage first is called as irrational stage. Stage second is called as rational stage. And again, stage third is called as irrational stage. So what is rational and irrational? Why first stage and third stage is called as irrational? Because in both these stages, farmer cannot get profit. Farmer can get profit only in second stage where TP is maximum and MP is 0. This is the indication level where farmer can get maximum profit. Okay, and stage third is called as irrational stage because it occurs when MP is negative. Here in this stage, marginal product is negative, and stage third occurs when excessive quantities of variable input are combined with the fixed input. So much that the total physical product begins to decrease. So you have to stop of supplying your inputs at the end of second stage. But even though you supply the inputs to the production process, then your total physical product goes on decreasing. And when your total physical product decreases, this is the indication of your negative profit stage. And that's why stage third is called as irrational stage. So you have to keep in mind, okay? First stage and third stage is called as irrational stage. Note for your objective. And second stage is called as rational stage. Now, relationship between TP and MP. And here, first of all, we see the first relationship. In that we see MP and TP, relationship between TP and MP. Okay. Since MP is measure of rate of change, marginal product is the measure of rate of change, underline this point. When TP increases, MP will be positive. See your diagram. You see in your diagram. Okay, first of all, draw the diagram and then listen this particular point. When TP is constant, MP will be 0, and when TP decreases, MP will be negative. See, so this is the indication from graphs, and take down this indication for your objective questions. So long MP moves upwards, TP increases at an increasing rate. So this is also the very important indication. When MP remains constant, TP increases at constant rate. When MP starts declining, TP increases at decreasing rate. And when MP is 0, TP will be at its maximum. So underline this point. Okay. Now see the relationship between MP and AP. In this slide, we see the relationship between TP MP and MP TP. Now we see the relationship between MP and AP. When marginal product, physical product is increasing, average product is also increases. First of all, at the starting phase. So long as MP is above AP, the AP keeps increasing. But when MP curve goes below AP curve, you see this point in stage second, AP starts declining. And that is when AP is decreasing, MP is always less than average product. So this is the relationship. Point number 3. When MP is equal to AP, AP will be at its maximum. Underline this point for exam. Where MP curve must intersect AP curve from above at its highest point. So when MP is, okay, AP is greater than MP, MP increases. See here in diagram. Okay, MP is, AP is greater than, MP is greater than AP, AP increases. Okay, then what is the next point? MP is greater than AP, AP decreases. Okay, and when MP is equal to AP, okay, so AP is at its maximum. So what we see here in this point, as MP, AP is greater than MP, AP increases. As MP is greater than AP, AP decreases. And as MP is equal to AP, AP is at its maximum. Okay, and now we focused on very important point, elasticity of production. Okay. The elasticity of production is concept that measures the degree of responsiveness between output and input. It is dependent of the units of measurement. So what is the formula for estimation of elasticity? Percent change in output upon percent change in input. Okay. So percent change in output, it is represented by change in Y. So already I tell you this triangle is the symbol of change. Okay. Change in Y upon Y divided by change in X upon X is equal to change in Y. If you solve this formula, okay, change in Y upon change in X divided by Y upon X. So this is the formula of MP. Change in Y upon change in X means your MP column, and change in Y upon X is your AP column. Okay. So what is your indications? And this is also very important for exam. As AP is greater than 1, where AP is than 1 in first stage. Okay, already you can prove this with the help of example also. Okay, then EP is less than 1 or equal to 1 in stage second, and EP is negative in which stage? Stage third. Okay. This is the point of diminishing return can be defined to occur when MP is equal to AP. At that point, your EP is always equal to 1. At the end, lower boundary of stage second. Underline this point. And this is the minimum amount of variable input that will be used. And it occurs when the efficiency of variable input is at its maximum. And at the end of other end, MP is 0. Therefore, EP is always 0 at the end of second stage. So at the end of first stage, your EP is always, okay, what? 1. Okay, greater than 1 at the in first stage, less than 1 in second stage, but at the end of first stage, it is equal to 1, and at the end of second stage, it is equal to 0. So this is the relationship, very important point. And hence the relative production zone is when EP is less than 1. So this is the production zone. The optimum level of variable input is given by this formula is very important, and that formula is marginal cost and marginal revenue. So what is marginal cost? Change in X multiplied by PX1. Change in X1 input, okay, multiplied by price of X1 input, or change in Y output and multiplied by price of Y, you can get marginal revenue. So marginal cost is equal to marginal revenue. This is the optimum level. So that is very important to estimate with the help of this factor product relationship. So this is somewhat difficult, but you have to read it again, and then we will describe again this point at the time of your exercise number 3. Okay, thank you.